Welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. So what are we going to get into today? Well, I've been working on a signature bourbon for Stillworks and Brewing, and I think I just about got it. So we're going to try it out, and we're going to see how it turns out. And what we are going to make, the name of it is SWB Roasted Double Oak Bourbon. Oh, this is going to be good. You ain't going to want to miss this. All right, so I guess the first thing we need to do is we need to weigh out our corn, and we got to get it roasting. So we're needing 13 pounds of just a yellow dead corn. All right, so I got me a scale here. Turn it on. All right. And you know, we're just going to weigh it out. Then we're going to show you how I roast it. A little bit more. All right, let me get this all weighed out, and then we'll get ready to roast it. Okay, it's time to roast our corn. So we're in the house. I got me a couple cookie sheets here. Got the oven on to 350 degrees, and it should take about an hour, maybe a little bit more to roast it, but you'll really tell by the color. Okay, so let's get this spread out on the cookie sheets, and we're going to get this stuff to roast it. A lot of corn. We're just going to kind of give it a little bit of a stir, try not to make a mess. Oh, it smells fantastic. Roasting your corn like this, what it does is it makes it taste a little popcorny. So at least alright, so we'll put this back in the oven for another half hour, and we'll stir it again. And when we feel it's done, it might take an hour and a half, I don't know. Okay. Nice and orange. Very warm. So now what we gotta do is we'll let this cool down, and then we'll get ready to grind it. Okay, so we'll see you then. Okay, so I got my corns all roasted. It smells fantastic. It does have a like a popcorn smell to it, and it will, that some of that popcorn taste, I feel will, it always has come out in the final product, and it just makes a fantastic bourbon. All right, so what we do next? All right, I gotta get some water heating up, and then I gotta get this corn milled, and then we'll get this start to cook. Okay, so let me get that done. Okay, so I got some boiling water in my brew pot there. So I'm gonna add probably 3 or 4 gallons, of boiling water into my mash tun. And I do have, a hooked on screw. There we go. I do have a basket in my mash tun. All right. So I'm gonna pump over the boiling water in there, and then we're gonna get ready to mix in our corn. And then what we'll do is I'll turn the heater on my heat belt, and we're gonna let that cook for about an hour and a half. It don't have to be exact. Let me start mixing a little bit in while it's running in. Got my mash paddle. What we're looking for, we just don't want it to clump up. Ooh, that hose is hot. Remember, that's 13 pounds of roasted corn. I'd bring the camera over here, but it's just gonna steam it up. You won't be able to see anything. We're just mixing the corn in, trying to make sure we don't have any clumps, because we want the water to touch all of the corn. And what we're basically doing right now is cooking it, gelatinizing or hydronizing, whatever you want to call it, the corn to get them starches out. Because them starches is what we need. And the smell is fantastic. The smell is fantastic. Ooh. Corn can get very difficult to work with, but very easy to work with on the other hand. What we're going to do, once we let this will get like oatmeal, it'll get real thick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use some high temperature enzyme, and I'll talk about that in a little bit when we get to it. But we will use some. Do you have to? No. But it does make your life a lot easier. And I think I know why moonshiners did it at night, because it's hot. A lot cooler at night, you know? Ah, we're getting there. We are getting there. Two more containers to go. And I probably will have to add a little more water. All right. I think we'll add a little bit more. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. A lot of people cook their corn. They'll make a contraption to stir it and all that. Well, that is great. Everybody to each their own. But I found this system works really well for me. A little more. Okay. Okay, so I got all the corns in there. It is just like oatmeal. I covered it up. I turned the heat belt on my mash tun. So now what I'll do is I'll set my timer for, I'm gonna say, an hour and a half, but I will come back and check it, before that, and then we will work with the high temperature enzymes. We'll talk about that when that time comes. Okay, so I gotta go do something else now. It's only been about, 20 minutes or so. And if you look at, that corn is just like oatmeal. Okay. So what we can do to help thin that out, and we can use high temperature alpha amylase enzyme. Okay. And what this has been done, this is good from 150 to 190. I'm at 174 right now, so it's perfect to use it. So, suggested use is 2 teaspoons. Yeah, so direction says 2 teaspoons per 5 gallons. I think I'm a little bit more than 5 gallons, so I'm gonna go just double it. Let me get it to open. It's a brand new bottle. And you see how thick it was, and I'll show you what it looked like. I'll show you what it looks like here in a little while. So you just want to put that in. I always like to try to stir it a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is cover that back up, and we'll let it go for the rest of the time. And that's just, you got 2 things. You got the high temperature enzyme, which will help start breaking all that down, right? And then when you get ready to, when you put it, sparge it out, and right before you add the yeast, you got glucose enzyme, you add it to there, and what it will do is it will help convert all the starches over into sugar. So these are at a pair. Great stuff. It goes a long way. That's enough. I mean, you can see this is my first batch out of this box, or this bottle, and you can see didn't use very much. So that'll last me for a good long time. All right, so I will be back. While that corn is finishing up, let's weigh out the rest of our grains, and then we'll get ready to mill them, and then we will add them to the corn. All right, so what I need is 5.5 pounds of 2-row. So let's weigh that out. Oop. Darn it. There, now we're zeroed out. Okay, so like I said, we need 5.5 pounds of this. There's 2. Getting warm today. That's 4. And now we need a half. And a half. All right, so what do we need after that? We need 2 pounds of wheat. I got some wheat right here. American white wheat. And what do we say we need? We need 2 pounds. All right, and then we need 1 pound of rye, a little pepper. 1 pound of rye. All right, we got all our grain weighed out, so let me get set up to mill all this, and we'll be ready to move on. All right, let me get some stuff clean. Timer went off, got my grains milled. Inside, it's nice and loose. I see liquid all floating around. Yeah, it's nice and loose. All right. So what we want to start now is we're going to start mixing in the rest of our grains, which that will help convert all them starches over into sugars also. Plus the flavor, you know what I mean? So what we'll do is we'll get all this grain mixed in, and then we're going to give it another hour or so. And let it do its thing. I did check the temperature. It is like 160, so it should be good. Because this grain will bring it down a little bit. A lot of stir. And what's next? Well, after we, like I said, after we let this sit for a little over an hour, I usually go an hour and a half. After we do that, we're going to sparge this out. And then so it's been an hour and a half. I got a lot of liquid on top. It's really thin. Nice and thin. Got a lot of liquid. So I think what needs to happen now is we're going to batch sparge. What does that mean? Well, you got two different kind of sparging you can do. You can either do fly sparging, which is you sprinkle water on top and drain out the bottom all at the same time. Or you can batch sparge, which that's what I'm going to use. What it is, I'll drain it out, add liquid, stir it, drain it out until I collect. I like about 6 gallons roundabout in my fermentation bucket. Okay, so 6 gallons works good for me. Maybe just a hair over 6. All right, so let's get started with that. Let me move the camera so you can see what's coming out. Okay, so let's see what we got. You see nice color, so you know we're getting off the grain. So the nice thing about this basket, it really works well. So as soon as it stops running, we'll put more water in the thing and fill it up. And then give it a good stir, and then we'll do it again. Okay, so I got done sparging. Let's see what our starting gravity is going to be. And the answer is 1.078. 1.078. I'm happy with that. Okay, so what we did is we sparged till we collected up to our 6 gallon mark. Now we need to know the temperature. And I know it's going to be 133. Yeah, it's the 135. Yeah, it's way too hot for the yeast. So what I'll do is I'm going to just put this in the fermentation room. Put a lid on it so I don't mess it up. Put that in the fermentation room, and later on tonight or even tomorrow morning I'll throw the yeast to it. And what I also would do when I pitch the yeast, which I'm going to use Daddy's yeast, I will also add a couple teaspoons of the glucose enzyme, and that will help any of the starches that are left over. It will help convert them over too. All right. Okay, so I got that over in the fermentation room, and like I said before, I'll later on tonight or tomorrow morning I'll put some yeast on it once it gets below 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And so this is our SWB roasted double oak bourbon. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. The next video will be on the distilling, and then we'll talk about how we're going to double oak it. So I hope that'd be interesting too. All right, whew, it's a hot day. I think I'm about done for the day, except for cleaning up. Everybody loves cleaning up. I ain't gonna bore you with that. Okay, So I guess the last thing I got to say is, hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.